What is up, everybody, and welcome back to a new unboxing video. We got some cases brought to you by Caudabe. Now, they were nice enough to send me a whole box of goodies, so we're going to open this up and see what's inside. But this is not a paid ad, so my opinions are always my own. But thank you so much to them for sending me these cases. Now, this does come in a really nice box, as you can see here, and minimalist perfection is kind of their tagline along with their logo and name there, Caudabe. So really nice packaging and a really nice box just to start out with. Now let's get this opened up, get the trusty knife out, give that a slit, put the knife away, and let's see what this has in store. So it opens up really nicely. We got some paper covering the top with their sticker. We're just gonna break that open and open up the rest of this and pull this out. It looks like we got two cases right off the bat there, another case and a screen protector, and then a couple of other goody small packages. I believe these are buttons and replacement buttons. So we'll get into all of this. So right off the bat, the bottom of this says the crystal shield. So this is going to be the screen protector. And I'm probably going to put this on in a short, but I'll open it up and show you guys exactly what it is and how simple it is to put on. And then moving that to the side, you can see the three different phone cases that they sent me: the Synthesis, the Sheath, and the Paragon. Now I will open all of these up in this video, but I'm going to have dedicated shorts on each of them as well. So if you guys want a little more in-depth information on each one, you'll be able to get that within those. But I will open these up and then I'll pick my favorite one and put it onto the phone and show you guys how they are. Now they pretty much all operate pretty similarly. Some have a little bit different protection, some are made out of different materials. So we'll go through that in this video, and then in the shorts I'll have dedicated features and different sets of things that go along with each of the cases. So moving two of them down to the side here, we're going to open up the Synthesis first. So you get some more information about the individual case itself and Synthesis right here. Engineered for maximum grip and ultimate protection, Synthesis keeps your adventures smooth and your mishaps covered, all in a slim, compact form. And then a little bit more about it as well. So strong MagSafe, textured back, covered buttons, and unique docs matrix pattern on the sides. And we'll get into all that when we open it up. So here is the unboxing experience. Really nice. The bottom just kind of slides out from inside of the outer casing. And then we got a little bit of paperwork right here that flips up, a little bit more about the case. And here is the case itself. They did send me the blue, and this one is not their camera control button, which they are coming out with. You can pre-order them on their site right now. I will have that down in the description. So just know if you do want the camera control button, they are coming out with that, and I will have links down below. So here is the Synthesis case out of the box. We're going to go over them after we unbox all of them. And then the rest of it is a little bit more paperwork about it as well. Then a real nice interior with Caudabe and all their logos and name right on the inside. So very nice packaging, 10 out of 10 on packaging. Now let's get into the Paragon. On the back, about the Paragon: combines bold, bright colors with unmatched functionality, wrapping your iPhone in vibrant hues and innovative protection. Another little bit here as well: protective screen lip, subtle pearlescent, lightly textured, scratch resistant outer shell, color match precision, machine aluminum buttons, and elegantly contoured textured grooves to enhance grip. So let's go ahead and have that really nice unboxing experience again. And we get a really nice green eucalyptus. So that's really exciting. I love the color of this. That's fantastic. Take that out of the box. A little bit different. Oh no, it's not different. I just opened that up like an idiot. So here we go. You can see that the back is much shinier, less grippy than the other one, but I love this green. It's hard plastic again. And then we have a different little internal thing here, Caudabe there. So here's just a little bit of paperwork about the Elemental collection. You can read about this online. I won't waste your guys' time, but really nice that they put that into the box. Here's another quick little look. You get a really nice internal feel and felt-like texture in there. Eucalyptus and Elemental collection markings on that, and really sturdy. And again, we'll go over this after I open up the last case, which is right here, the Sheath. Now the Sheath is minimalism perfected. Sheath is the fusion of undeniably sleek minimalistic design and unparalleled drop protection, all in a slim, compact form. clean minimalistic aesthetic, exceptional magnetic strength, covered buttons with incredible tactile feedback, and acclaimed micro-etched textured enhanced grips and resistant lint and scratches. So as you can see, we're going to open this up, the final one for that. Again, the same really nice unboxing experience, and this is a fantastic black, and the back of this feels so good with a little bit of accent right there. Again, another really nice internal. I think the insides are all the same material, really nice felt-like material there. And then again, the same paperwork as we saw in the first one. This is not a part of that collection. And then as I showed you when we got the unboxing, so we have some more buttons. As you can see here, we're just going to open these up really quick and see what the colors are. Looks like these are going to be aluminum red colors. So as you can see there, it's a shiny aluminum red. It comes with 4 buttons to fit all of the other ones, so you can take those out and be able to kind of customize your phone however you want. And then we'll open this one, and we have some silver buttons, so that would actually look really good with that black one that I opened up. And then the final color that we have is going to be a kind of bronze-ish color, I want to say. Kind of looks like copperish. That's kind of the best way to describe this. Here it is versus the silver. So you can see these kind of side by side, a true silver and then a kind of a copper, and it might be hard to see because of the back. But for now, we're going to move all these to the side. So taking a look at the sheath first, you have this really nice textured back, almost kind of feels like a grip tape, not as rugged as grip tape, but worn down grip tape, and that's all along the sides. You have the really nice buttons all along there, all 4 of them, and again, the cutout for the camera control button. Really nice precision cutout for the speaker grills and the USB-C port, and you do have camera protection on the back as well. And then a real nice black line across the top that kind of just breaks up the back of the phone, and a small logo down there. And then second, we have the Paragon, which has a much brighter and reflective back, but still this green is amazing. Pretty much the same on the sides, but you do have, as you can kind of see, and I'll zoom in while editing, you got some grips on the side here as well, and on each side, so your thumb and fingers will have something to grip onto on the sides of that, which is really nice. The top is kind of a textured plastic as well, so if you are gripping it from the top or kind of holding it for taking pictures and things, you are going to be able to hold on to that. The back is fairly slick, but not really like impossible to grip, especially if you're holding onto the sides or anything like that. I don't think you're going to have a problem, but it is a kind of hard plastic, as you can hear that. And then you do have the normal camera protection, which is going to be the same on all the devices. And then finally, you have the Synthesis, as they called rugged meets refined. And you do have this kind of camera cutout, kind of textured feel there, kind of breaks it up just like on the other case, and then the logo on the bottom there. But it is a really nice texture, and this one is meant to be full protection on your device, so it's going to protect from drops, and you can kind of see on the inside here all that drop protection to go along with that. This one does not have that felt interior like the other 2 did. This is going to be more hard plastic and more protective, but you will get scratches on the back of your phone if you do have dust or a small rock or something if you take the case on and off. Really good pull on this, so it really doesn't go out at all. Maybe a little bit more on the camera button over here, but really not bad. And then again, full-on cutouts for the USB-C and speaker grills. All right, for the rest of the review, I am going to go over the Sheath, and then like I said earlier, we're going to have individual shorts to go over each of the different options to show you pluses and minuses of each of those. But to save this video's length and not have it be 25 minutes going over 3 different cases and break it up into 2 to 3 minute other videos, we're going to just go with the Sheath here because I think this one is my favorite. On the inside, you do have this really nice felt material, and you can see the MagSafe back there, so you are going to get really strong MagSafe for any of your docks, charging, accessories, anything along those lines, which is really nice. On the inside, you do get a little bit of drop protection in the corners, but not full protection along the sides on there, but in each of the corners, so that is going to be really nice. And just to show you, you can push these buttons out. The first time is going to be a little more difficult because they've just been put in there really nice and strong. But I am going to show you putting in the different colors. So we are going to go with silver just for contrast before we put the actual case on the phone. Flipping it over, you kind of just put it onto the edge of your finger and then push up and in, and it clicks right into place. So super simple and very easy. You just have to get your aim right on that. Let's see about the smallest button. And all those are in. So less than 1 minute, you have all the buttons out. You got a new aesthetic for the buttons there, and really simple and really easy. So applaud Caudabe for that. Now let's go ahead and get the case onto the phone itself. As you can see, there's my little puppy. Now this does fit extremely nice and snug. It feels super durable. I love the feel of the back of this. Like, you really aren't going to drop this phone at all. And I know it's black on a black iPhone, but I feel like it looks really good. And I don't really do a lot of black cases, so felt like doing that on this one. Get some silver buttons for accents on there. You know, go ahead and kind of change it up a little bit. But pulling from the sides, you do get a little pull over by the buttons here and a little bit by the camera button. But overall pull on the normal parts of the case itself is really good, top and bottom. So I would say 8 out of 10 on that. Maybe could be a tiny bit snugger, but still as snug as you're ever going to need. You're not really going to have it falling off or, you know, clipping the sides or accidentally pulling it out or anything like that. So really nice and snug there. On the back, you can see the camera ring of protection. It does go up maybe a millimeter or two past, so it's not the tallest camera bump that we've seen, but enough protection where if you do drop it on its back like that, it's going to give it protection and not break any of your lenses or anything like that. And I'll zoom in so you guys can kind of see that, since it. And extra points for Caudabe for having the full cutouts for the speaker. As you know, if you've watched any of my reviews, I'm not a fan of the pinpoint cutouts. So props to them for doing the full cutout, and then a very generous USB-C cutout there. You're going to be able to fit any charger head with any size on that as well. So that's going to be really great. Looking at MagSafe, I got this moth stand here, so we can drop that on there, and it fits really nice. And you can see I can hold this, shake it, and that's not really coming off at all. And then putting it on the back and just kind of pulling it, it does have a fair bit amount of strength. So probably a 7.5 out of 10 on MagSafe strength. So props to them there. That's pretty good in terms of some of the cases we've reviewed. And you're not really going to have to worry about, if you have a wallet or anything kind of like this falling off in your pocket. It's going to be able to stick there and be strong enough for anything that you're going to be doing. And then in terms of camera control, you can see that it is a cutout with the lip here. Now, if they did this, I would have rather them do just the full cutout area there. I feel like it's easier to get your finger in because you kind of have to like dip it over. So if you're used to these cases and whatever your preferences are, you know, that's kind of up to you. I don't mind these. I do like the given protection on the edge that it does give, but just kind of having to dip your finger over the top of this lip. Maybe if they had kind of beveled it like they did on this side, it might be different. I don't know. I don't really mind any of them if they don't have the camera button itself. It doesn't matter to me which is which. So it is still very, very easy to use. And so you can get your finger in there and be able to slide back and forth and be able to do whatever you need to do within changing settings if you use the camera control button at all. If you don't really need to worry about it. But it does give protection. You know, the plus of having this raised is the protection of the button itself, because if you break that and you don't have insurance, I think it's like $700 or something to replace that, which is pretty ridiculous. But overall, I'm going to give this case an 8.5 out of 10. I think it's fantastic. Really like the cutouts. Love the interchangeable color buttons. Love the aesthetic, and the feel of this is just absolutely fantastic. You know, any way you hold this phone, you get massive grip there. And that was pretty much the case for any of their cases as well. So huge props to Caudabe. I appreciate them so much for sending me all 3 cases. Like I said, look out for the shorts on all of these cases. I'm going to be posting in the next week or 2, so you can get an idea from each of the individual ones of pluses and minuses and the difference between all 3. So thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Please make sure to like and subscribe. Peace.